Welcome to this second session of our hands-on dedicated to GAPS M5. In the first session, I explained the importance of the pre-deployment phase. And now, I will configure and deploy our USBL system on board. First, I will configure the transponder, then integrate it in the ROV, and finally, configure the GAPS. Okay, now let's go to the transponder configuration. I will connect the configuration cable delivered with the MT9 and connect the cable on the rear connector of the beacon, the USB on my computer, and now start the transponder HMI for the configuration. I can see that a new port is created on the HMI and I connect to it. Then I can check the beacon acknowledge. That means you are really connected to the beacon. Now you can start your configuration. I can go to the general status. Here you can check the serial number of your transponder and the firmware version. Then you go in the MT9 settings. That's the setting you will enter in the beacon and later in the GAPS. So it's very important to keep in mind this setting and write it somewhere. You can do a print screen or whatever you want. We want to use this beacon on a ROV. As a reminder, keep in mind it's in a 200 meters depth. First, do we need a responder or a transponder configuration? In our configuration, it will be a transponder configuration. That means we will have an acoustic interrogation and an acoustic answer. This is a default setting when you connect to the beacon. You can change it as you want. I will keep the frequency interrogation to F1. GAPS has 4 interrogation frequency, F1 to F4, and 10 code answer. You can use the 10 codes in the same interrogation frequency. I will keep the code 22 that I have by default. It's okay for me. Then I go to the blanking time. The blanking time is a silent time in order to protect the beacon from multipass or other noise underwater. Here the blanking time is 0.8 seconds. We will see later in the presentation why this setting is very important. For my application, this setting is perfect, so I keep it like it is. Then I go to turnaround time. The default setting is 0.020 seconds. I will increase it because we are in shallow water. And I will go with my mouse to 0.090 seconds. Then you can see here, in the menu, the Save to Beacon is red. You really need to click on it to save these new settings to your beacon. Then the beacon, we will keep it in its memory. I do Save to Beacon. Now the setting is keep in the memory of the beacon. I'm okay for the transponder, interrogation, reply code, blanking time, and turnaround time. Now I go to acoustic transmit power. I will work in a 2000 meter depth. You can use a high transmit power, a medium one, or a low one. Depends what you want, and the environment, you can use high, medium, or low. But this has an impact on the battery. For my application, medium is enough. On the right, you have a statistic with a ping counter. This gives you the number of the emission of the beacon. That's an indication. For example, after your survey, you can know the number of the ping done by the beacon. Then I'm good on the configuration. I can redo Save to Beacon, and now disconnect the cable here. Disconnect the cable on the beacon and plug the on-off cap. When you plug the cap, you can hear the hydrophone ping. That means it's okay. The beacon is working very well. I'm ready for installation on the ROV. Then I go to the ROV, install the beacon within my ROV, the body inside, where you want. And very important, as we discussed in the first session, I put the transponder far from any noise, thruster or whatever, and the beacon looking up. So my ROV is ready for deployment.